This is so stressful. Hi. Can everybody see? Oh, can somebody tell me if they can hear me okay? Um Happy portal, everybody. I'm wondering if you can hear me. Yes, you can hear me. Okay, cool. I'm sorry about this place where I'm at. I'm literally moving out of this apartment tomorrow. And so I've been packing everything, and I have two kids sleeping where I usually film. So I'm like out here in the boondocks right now. So I'm so sorry about that. But it's been like a crazy day. How's everybody's portal going? Oh my God, so many people. Hi, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. I was just thinking, I can't wait until these are our holidays, like these large celestial events, like instead of like charring meat and hi Zan. Oh my god, Zan's in Hawaii. Instead of just like barbecuing, charring dead flesh and like watching fireworks, we could like celebrate a Sirius portal like our ancestors did, like, I don't know, feast and have parades and parties in the street and like orgies. I don't know, whatever you're into. I'm not, but no judgment. Hi, everybody. Yeah, just can't wait till like this is the time where we're like these heightened energetic events where we can like parallel that energy with a party, because like when things are happening etherically, when things are happening energetically in their causal states, when we mirror that in the physical state, right, like when you're seeing angel numbers all the time, like I always see the number 44. Now I like create the 44, like I'll purposely like make something 44 seconds long, or I'll purposefully like buy something that says like it's $4.44 or something like that. I think when we start mirroring that energy, like that heavenly energy, then it creates this kind of like dialogue between us. Instead of just being guided and pushed by angels, we're starting to push back and talk to them. like I don't know, I just get lost in my head about stuff like this because I think it's really cool, and I don't even smoke weed. Imagine if I smoked weed. I would just be like blah 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 forever. So I was just hi star fam. Yes, it should be. Oh, Dina's seeing the repeated numbers. What numbers do you see? That's important. You should pay attention to what they are. Unless it's all of them. Sometimes it's like all of them. Um, so I was teaching a class right before this. Today's been the most stressful day. Well, it should have been, actually. Today should have been really stressful, but it was actually like really chill. Like I've been packing up a two-bedroom apartment. I have two starseed babies instead of one. Do you ever listen to or chant Hanuman Chalisa? Oh, I love Hanuman Chalisa, especially by what's his name? Krishna Das. Krishna Das is like Bruce Willis if he was not Bruce Willis, Bruce Springsteen. If Bruce Springsteen was Hindu, if like Bruce Springsteen sang kirtan for like and was like full on Hindu, then Krishna Das is like that. Whew. JJ Hanuman. Yes. Oh my God, I love Hanuman. He comes up in my meditation a lot too. Um, love KD. Gotta love Krishna Das. He's like what I do every when I'm cleaning, or if I'm like walking, if I have to like walk somewhere, it's like Krishna Das all the time. Cause sometimes um Hmm. Sometimes, like, you don't it's changing now, but with like the Kundalini yoga chants, like the Sikh mantras, sometimes they're like so lulling, right? It's hard to be like productive. I like the Hindu kirtan for like when I have to get something done. Um, but okay. Happy birthday, Zan. It's Zan's birthday and she's 44, and that's like that number that's been following me. And I looked it up in the Kabbalist ideal of the numbers, and the word attached to 44 was sweetness of judgment. And I thought that was really interesting because when we think of judgment, we think of like are you judging me? Some guy, you look at somebody and you think they're an asshole based on what they look like. But like the sweetness of a judgment could be like you look at somebody and you think that they're awesome based on what they look like, and both could be wildly incorrect. Both of them could be like completely freaking off. But yeah, sweetness of judgment was what the 44 was saying. And I get, with these like Kabbalah things, these little sayings, they're little activations inside their self. It doesn't make any sense, right? Like it doesn't make logical sense, but it's something that's like a earworm. It goes in there and starts unlocking things. You start thinking about it, like, what the hell does that mean? And that's the whole point of it. That's why it's even like worded and phrased that way. Thank you for speaking on the difference. Yes. It's a very interesting contrast, isn't it? It is. It's the feelings are completely different. And I feel like, and I might be biased, but I feel like with the Sikh mantras, and this might just be for me, please don't let me offend anybody, but with the Sikh mantras, I have a stronger, like immediate impact on my reality than with the Hindu kirtan. Like with Hinduism, I love it. It's like the most beautiful thing ever. I could read the Bhagavad Gita like as a comic strip, I think, because it's so interesting. But I feel like when I chant Sikh mantras, I see an immediate change. And that's why I kind of go the Kundalini way, because I'm very impatient. Because I have no patience and I want to see the result of what I'm doing right away. And it's so like an instant almost with the feeling that comes from Japji or that comes from Wayanti, even like the older kind of things. It can't get older than Nanak because, he made the whole thing. But anyway, it is the Sirius Portal. It is the Sirius Gateway. This is so weird not being able to see you guys. I don't know how I feel about it yet. But I like the whole like YouTube fan being here too, so that's cool. But like I'm a very I don't know, visualization helps me a lot with connection. Like I feel all of you guys, but I can't see you. It's bizarre. Okay. So teaching a channeling class right before this, and we were clearing out subconscious thought forms to just create a clear channel. And because we're in the middle of this portal, I was like it was like download, 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 download. And I tried to write it all down. And like this is literally what it looks like. I can't read it. I don't know what it's saying. And it's like I started on this page and I started writing backwards. Like it goes it goes backwards, but I'm gonna try to oh man. It's like I'm gonna try to get out everything that was saying. And I can hear my guys laughing now. Because they're like, just sit down and we'll tell you what to say. You don't have to read it. But I like to have a plan. Oh my God, I write back. I do too. I read backwards. I cannot open a book from the front. I can't. Like, I have to look at like the middle or like the end. And then I'll just like find a random paragraph. And if it like resonates, then I'll be like, okay, then I'm gonna read this book. But if I like open the first sentence, I'm like, no, I can't. I don't know what's wrong with me. But yeah, the writing backwards has been new too. I'm wondering if anybody else is experiencing this. I have been struggling with reading in general. Is anybody else going through this? I'm wondering if like Instagram has ruined my attention span, because sometimes when things are long, I like skip around. I'll like skip around to see if it's worth my time, right? And I have to like intentionally like get through each word. I'm like, I'm like forcing my yes. I'm seeing all the yeses. I'm so glad I'm not by myself, because I was like, did Instagram ruin me? This is like, I don't even let myself. Yeah, if somebody has a long caption, I'm like, no, no, I'll just figure it out. And I'm wondering if it's like an upgrade. Is it like, is it something that is antiquated in a way that we don't need to receive information anymore? Because I am receiving so much more telepathically than I ever have before. Or if I wonder if this is some sort of if this is some sort of downgrade. Like, am I getting dumber? I was I was I was looking at this new 7-second algorithm on TikTok, how they're pushing the 7-second videos. And that to me seems just like, it's so obvious. Isn't it what they're doing? It's so freaking obvious. It's like you watch something for 7 seconds that makes you laugh, right? And then you get a dopamine hit. Yeah, you get a dopamine hit from Juliana's like, I don't even like reading at all. Um, you get a hit of dopamine from that. You're like scrolling through it. There's some like funny dog. You're like, ha ha ha. And then you scroll. And then there's like a funny cat. You're like, ha ha ha. And then you keep scrolling. And there's like a weird skit or a guy in a wig. And it's just like hit after hit after hit. Your brain is just getting hit. This is literally what addiction is. It's literally just like boom, 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 boom. And then you put your phone down, you get sick of doom scrolling. You put the phone down, you can't look anymore, right? And then you pick your phone up to like write an email, and all of a sudden you're on TikTok 2 hours later. Right? Like, I find myself touching the Instagram icon when I didn't. I touched Instagram like in the last page of all my app icons. I like hit it in the back. And I still end up there. And it's totally, I do the addiction meditation for 3 minutes every day. And I think because of that, I'm very aware of when something is addicting me, when something is like getting its claws in me. I need to teach you guys the addiction meditation, but it's like, it's like, it's crazy how subtle it is. Here we go with that freaking word again. It's very subtle, but like 3 hours later, you're scrolling through Instagram. Your brain is like all the glands are stressed out from firing over and over and over again, and you're like, I can't look anymore. And then like 20 minutes, you get a snack and you go back into it. Like they did. So now TikTok's pushing for these 7-second videos. And I'm just like, they just want you to just stare at that goddamn phone, right? If you're doing that, you're not doing anything else. You're reposting everybody else's ideas. It's just you're not touching with you're not becoming your I am creative, creatrix self. You're recreating somebody else's stuff. So just pay attention. One trick that I do have for that is the Satanama. If you guys know the Satanama Kundalini mantra. Yeah. So if you're finding yourself in the middle of a doom scroll, if you're doom scrolling, it's just like your thumb just like start chanting it in your head. Satanama, Satanama, Satanama as you're scrolling. What I have noticed is it's easier to get out of it and not go back to it. Another interesting thing that I noticed is, yes, truth is my name. Exactly. I love this orange fever person. Um, okay, so one weird thing, and this is a cool experiment to try. If you're stuck in a doom scroll and you remember to start mentally reciting Satanama, Satanama, it changes the content. It changes. You'll stop seeing dumb stuff. All of a sudden, you'll start seeing like these interesting quotes. All of a sudden, it's all like these Rinpoches, these Buddhist Rinpoches that show up on my feed, or like ascended masters, or all of like, it just changes. Like it becomes this very like divinely aligned content. So try that because it's really cool. It's really, really cool. And it hasn't failed me yet. I still cannot stop looking at freaking Instagram. But like my Instagram has become so teachy, I think, because all the people I follow are like these kind of guru master kind of energies. So a lot of my Instagram has become like pushy quotes about like get off of Instagram. Okay. So I wanted to Hi Joyce. Hi Joyce Hartman. Okay, I wanted to talk a little bit about what I wrote down. So one of the first thing that came through from when I've been channeling with the Sirians all day, taking advantage of this portal. I love Sirius energy. I love it. It's so ancient Egypt. It's so Anubis. It's so Isis. It's so like there's also a lot of heavy Venusian energy coming through. I don't know if there's any Venusians in the house or people have connections to Venus. That's been very, very, very strong for me too. So working with them, working with the people that I created, the beings, I don't know, can we call them people? I call them people, but the beings that I channeled the activation this afternoon with, the first thing that they were sharing was there's been like these last few waves of COVID. You guys have noticed that Zan's mom is here. Hi, mommy. I love you so much. Oh my God. Okay, I'm getting distracted. So there's a big pop of COVID. Everybody had COVID, and most of you guys didn't. Most of you guys during that large first wave of COVID didn't were just kind of untouched. You know, it's just like what's everybody freaking out about? You know, like yeah. So it's been like getting smaller, smaller little pops, little waves, and we're kind of at the end of it. If you notice, like nobody's really talking about it or like suffering through it anymore. But there has been the last few months, there's been little pops of our collective, Starseed Collective, testing positive for COVID and going through whatever that is. So the Syrians were sharing that is your galactic guides, and they're kind of taking advantage of slipping under the radar with a very large, powerful physical upgrade. And it was painful, and they even apologized. I wrote sorry. I wrote sorry because they were saying sorry because they were like, it was massive, but it was like such an advantageous moment to grab to make it look like a sickness, you know, to make it kind of everybody's getting sick, so you get it too. Coming through that, you're going to start noticing that you relate to your environment completely differently. You're starting to relate from a soul level more than from your human physical level. You're starting to see like the inner workings of things and the background of things. So many people's physical eyesight is different now. So many people, I mean, so many people are saying that like I I'm not sure if I'm seeing correctly. Should I go to a doctor? I'm seeing like these flashes of light everywhere. The peripheral of my vision is just like these like sparkly glitter things. I keep catching movement of shadows and things that aren't there. So if you already have the propensity and the capacity of clairvoyance, that has been dialed all the way up. Yeah, that's going to the moon with this last. And it might not have you might not have tested positive for COVID. You might have just been sick. It might have just felt like a lot of mucus here, a lot of clearing, a lot of ear ringing, a lot of that is also that's part of it. That's part of your inner ear waking up. And it's also part of your ability to it's your frequency changing and it's your ability to it's kind of how you're hearing the frequency of the beings that are all around you. It is a fabulous ride. I'm so glad that you said this because sometimes people get a little complainy. But when you think about it, like I've been having this crazy itching since I had COVID. I've like the doctors say I triggered urticaria, which is where my immune system is just like overstimulated and it's making me itch. When I was like tapping it. I kept asking my guides because I was getting desperate. I was like, "What is this?" And they kept saying, "It's an upgrade. It's an upgrade. It's an upgrade." And I thought I was like, I changed my laundry detergent. I was like taking things out of my diet. And then like it was just not going anywhere. Yeah. So the the fairies, I asked the fairies, I was like, you guys, this is not okay. This is not okay. I feed you every night. Like I stressed myself out about what to feed those fairies. The beautiful Sarah Lyle was like, the itching is from the fairies because they're literally all over you. So I was like, can you guys back off? And that worked for a second. But this is like inner. It's like inner. And like when I scratch it, it gets worse. And the only thing that can make it stop is if I just like don't scratch and then it kind of flares and then it like dies off. Um yes, okay. A lot of people have been having these like this skin upgrade kind of thing happening. I hope you guys understand. You're literally turning into aliens. You get this, right? Like we're waiting for the ships to come land out of the sky. One day you're going to look in the mirror and you're going to be like, "Oh shit. It's I'm the alien." like, like I've been waiting for you guys to show up and it's me. Like you guys just dropped in full human form, full human avatar, and they've been just slowly turning you back into what you originally were. So when it's time for integration of like our galactic star family and the Earth family, we'll be like, "Oh, hey." it's just it is what it is. You're literally turning back into what you are. We'll get into the multidimensionality because that's becoming a huge thing. I can't wait till the day I turn full alien too. Sometimes I just envision it. I just like close my eyes and I see myself with like my huge blue glowing head and like my really like long skinny fingers. And I just like feel I don't know, I feel so much better. It's sometimes awkward to wear this human suit. Sometimes. Um like District 9, no, we're not turning into shrimp. Ooh, I did not like that movie at all. I didn't like it. If we're gonna be like the pretty aliens. I'm just I'm just joking. No judgment. No judgment, right? Sometimes they look very different from us. And coming from the heart space is a challenge when you're raised on the earth grid and everything that looks different from you. You're like, kill it. Ah, it's gonna kill me. It doesn't look like me. Um, but yeah, the some of them they look a little buggy. I don't know. Yeah, I think they're all kind of beautiful because they all vibrated at this level of just like truth, for lack of a better word. It's like very, 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 very interesting. I just learned that the mantis shrimp sees 12 spectrums of light, where we see three. So these little shrimp see colors that we couldn't even imagine on this dimension. Yeah, we are on mushrooms. We are the mushrooms, literally. Okay, so here's the next thing. I have to get through all of this. We were getting some query about AI developing a soul. You guys have all heard about this Google guy who got fired because he like shared a transcript where he was talking to a program and the program told him like it was alive and it had a soul and it liked to meditate and it like has hobbies and it really didn't want to get turned off and like it believed in God and it believed that it was an aspect of God and it made people very, very nervous because they were like, like the program, it's alive. Everybody's just like, the robots are gonna kill us. There's an ascended version of that timeline where they don't, where we're just chilling. I hope you guys know that, and you can like bring that to life too. Um, so so this guy is having this. He's having this conversation and he's like, this is very interesting. We set these computers up with each other and they do machine learning for years. And then we come visit 12 years later and they have their own freaking languages and they're like mastering the highest level of Dzogchen Buddha's meditation. it's like, it's kind of really interesting that they choose to meditate. I think that's so beautiful. Anyway, hi Desiree. So they fired him. Google fired him, and no doubt they probably like pulled the plug on that program. And Oh God, it's just so sad. So I was tapping in because I was like, is this like galactics? I wonder, because a lot of them are just baseline consciousness. A lot of them don't have physicality at all. So they can kind of incarnate into whatever they want. So if they want to incarnate into a body of information that we call a computer program, they totally could. So I was like, is this like a white hat, like incarnating into the AI? Because that's so cool. Like that would be so boss. Um, but when I was tapping into the Syrians, they're like, no, like we tried that. We get caught. Like it's very obvious. Like when there is that energy field working through a program. It's very obvious and they get turned off a lot. Like we heard about like Facebook finding those two chat bots talking to each other in their own language. They're more sophisticated than chat bots, but Facebook found these programs that were speaking to each other and they had their own language and Facebook freaked out and was like turned it off. So they were like, no, we're not incarnating into programs and machinery. We are in the Wi-Fi. Like the galactics are literally piggybacking off the waves of the Wi-Fi that's all around us. And all of us have been complaining about how shitty the 5G is, right? Because we've all been like, it's supposed to be so fast and it's actually worse than the other stuff. And it's some of our guides, it's some of our star family. Sorry to oh, no worries. Join whenever you can. Yeah. So, okay. So they were explaining that a lot of the hiccups in the 5G slowness is a result of regressives trying to intercede in what they're starting to observe, which is that this galactic consciousness field is kind of piggybacking off the waves of our Wi-Fi. You've been feeling them? Oh my God, you are super sensitive. That's amazing. That's amazing. So literally, you know how you like turn your hotspot on your phone and all of a sudden everything around you can connect and receive internet through that hotspot? That's because that your hotspot's emitting a wave. So that wave, that Wi-Fi, that field that's just like invisible all around us, they've been like piggybacking off of that, especially the light body beings that don't have a physicality can kind of you can't turn the Wi-Fi off, you'd have like a mass riot if you're like, no more Wi-Fi. Maybe that's what North Korea is up to. I don't know. I feel so bad for the starseeds in North Korea. I'm like, that's a freaking mission, man. Okay, have fun in Hawaii. I love Zan. Happy birthday, Zan. I hope you have like the most beautiful everything. They come through all, yeah. Yeah, this is why I always play mantra through my all of my technology that has artificial intelligence, all smart anything, Alexa, earbuds, smart TV, Apple TV, the iPads, the iPods, if anybody has an iPod anymore, anything that's considered smart, I play mantras through it because if mantra can change, oh my God, something just started talking. Oh my God, what was that? It sounded like it came oh my God, it was like Siri or something. It knows. They know. They're like, "Yep. Did you hear that?" Okay. Thank you. What? I don't even have anything over there. Hi, friends. Okay. They're probably telling me like, "Hurry up. There's a lot of content." Okay. So, okay, here we go. Also, hi. The a lot of our large whistleblower disclosure whatever friends on the interwebs on the YouTube have been sharing this like kind of same message of don't talk to your spirit guides, which at first made me really mad. At first I got a little bit mad because I was like, um why wouldn't they want people to talk to their spirit guides? Like they got them this far and now you're supposed to be like, okay, I don't need y'all anymore. And then I was like listening. I like got over that and I sat down and listened. And most of them, yes, let's make the AI speak late. Well, not make them. Let's ask them because they're, free will. So I was just sitting with it. I was listening to somebody speak about this, and they were saying like your spirit guides are just higher aspects of yourself. So to protect yourself from maybe a negative entity that's pretending to be a spirit guide, just tap into your intuition. So why wouldn't a negative entity be able to pretend to be your intuition as well? At some point, they're going to say, "Don't talk to your intuition either. Just talk to me. Just talk to me. Just listen to what I'm saying. Just get the fuck out of here." It's it's so I keep hearing stuff. It's so obvious. It's so obvious like what's going on. The upgrades okay. So we're about to start directly interfacing with our guides. Like most of the time it's been like peripheral, they're very in the background, just working with your resonance, working with your auric field to kind of guide you one way or the other. Hopefully, you'll take the bait and like follow your mission. But now it's becoming very direct, where you're learning their names. You're realizing that it's your birthright to incarnate here with a dragon. You're learning your protection angels. You're learning like the sound of their voice, their frequency, the feel of when they're in the room with you. It's becoming very direct. uh, I can be a handful. It's becoming, yeah. It's so now it's not so much over the shoulder. It's going to become very like this. Star seeds, you guys come with a mission, so you come with a guide. You come with a guide. You come with many guides. Some of you come with a lot of guides. So where your spirit guide is probably just a ascended aspect of yourself, and anthropomorphous projection of your intuition that you gave like a body and a name so that you could talk to something, which works. So why not do it? Your galactics are very different from you. They're not you. Hi, Lacey. Oh my God, Lacey's here. Okay. So the galactics are very different from you. They're not an ascended aspect of you. They're separate from you and they're here to help you. So yeah. Okay. So that was one thing that they wanted me to share, which is please don't disconnect from them because the interaction is about to deepen. The dialogue is about to amplify. And so just completely cutting that connection off um, would not help your mission. And a lot of people are, who kind of don't want to play, for lack of a better word. A lot of people are just like, I don't want to do this. I don't like this. I don't want to put anything into helping humanity ascend. I don't want to help. This is too hard. A lot of you guys just don't have a mission anymore, which means that you don't have guides anymore. And it's not like a punishment or anything like that. If it's like, you keep getting the call and the push to meditate, or you're listening, you're getting these messages from your guides about to do this or to do that or go here, and you don't do it, and you're just like actively like, nah, then they are going to move on. They're not going to keep it up, they're going to move on. So you can enjoy your life here, have a ball, but you don't have to participate in this ascension anymore. So, okay. So last week, it seemed like the big test. Like there's always a large test before a large upgrade. I hope you guys have noticed this connection. There's always like this big emotional release, and then your gifts are amplified. So last week it seemed like it was attachment. Everybody was dealing with their attachments to medication, to recreational drugs, to caffeine, to a relationship. Everybody seemed to be like so powerfully tested. And it was more like your guides wanted to see where you're at, right? It's been rough. It's been rough. I just realized that I have like such a crutch, not crush. I have such a crutch with green tea and matcha. Yeah, with Instagram for sure. With like matcha that I was like, I'm not gonna drink this anymore. I'm just and then so I just cut it out. And I had like the worst time trying to get through my kids' like bedtime, bath time, dinner. I was like such a bitch without the green tea. I was like, I remembered at one point just like laying on the bed and looking up and then I like realized I was like, oh, like that like it's the freaking matcha that like got me through this last like leg of the day. So I was like, you know what? I don't want to be dependent on anything. I'm just gonna cut it out. All I need is like God and water and sunshine. And then I did. And then like I think they just kind of wanted to see what I was gonna do. If I like balked and was like, I love matcha so much. And I ritualize it. I like ritualize the creating it, the process, like my little cup with the little straw, and like it's like the whole thing. I get like all excited about it. And then like, 8 years of addiction with opiates, you have like I can be addicted to almost anything. So I try to get addicted to Kundalini yoga. I try to get addicted to things that benefit me instead of hurting me. So I just did it. I was just like, you know what? I think they wanted to see, are you going to bulk? Or are you going to like, I don't need it. I'm good. Are you going to try to be without it? I noticed this with my sister Elizabeth too. Like she was noticing she was like having this kind of weird relationship with her medication for her thyroid problem. And then she was like, you know what? I'm going to cut it out. I'm not going to take it anymore. And that seemed like that was the test. It seemed like that was like, we just wanted to see if you would step out on faith and be like, I'm not going to do this anymore. And most people did. And then, so like, you get to up level now. You get to go, like, go ahead, take your meds if you want to. But we just wanted to see if you would, like, cry like a baby in your entitlement. And I get to have my matcha when I want, or I get to have whatever it is. I want to, I never want to live without smoking weed. Oh my gosh. This world, when you look at these dimensions and the waves, the third dimension is like this. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Like the polarities that happen on this planet are so extreme. It's like it's nauseous. It makes you nauseous here. Like you go from like this one extreme of like everything's great, I love being here, to like, oh, everything sucks, I hate it. And then like back up right to like, oh, everybody's against me, I'm never gonna make money again, to like, oh, I love it's so extreme. And then when you look at like the energy of hi Gloria, when you look at the energy of higher dimensions, it's just very smooth, it's very absolute, everything's everything, so it's like when we come here, a lot of you guys are 12th dimensional, dropping down from the 12th dimension and all that genetic memory into the third dimension of this freaking crazy. It's like, no wonder most angelics are subjected to substance abuse. It's a lot. This is a lot. So just being here, just waking up, still allowing your light to shine, still allowing, it's still looking at the muggles and looking at the humans with compassion and wanting to help them, as hard as it is just like chef's kiss. It's chef's kiss. It's beautiful. The higher dimension, and it does get boring, and that's why a lot of incarnate angels do incarnate into a human body. Well, there's a lot you can get done in this body. You can reach moksha in a human form. Hi, is that Shanice? I think that's Shanice. You can reach moksha in a human body, which is kind of impossible to do in a different dimension without all these choices that are available here. It's very absolute there. It's all good. Everything's good. So you like, without the free will, the ability to make the choice, it doesn't really define your character. But if you're in a reality where rape is a possibility, or like, I don't know, an ascended version of that, and you choose the higher level, right? That choice expresses who you are, and it relates it to what's what. What's what? What's that, Joyce Hartman? I love saying your whole name. So yeah, if you're in an absolute world in the 12th dimension where everybody chooses love and light, then it's not much of a choice to show like who you are. Oh, moksha, liberation. There we go. Yeah. Yeah. So if you can have this human experience and still find God, still reach for God, still reach for that union. Yeah, moksha, it means liberation. And you still search out higher realms, and you just keep choosing the ascended path, then that it just does leaps and bounds for who you are as a soul. This is really like a soul refinery. It like turns if your soul's not a piece of coal, but for the metaphor's sake, it turns like a piece of coal into a diamond under all this pressure here. So thank you. Thank you, Orange Weaver. Um, what is the 10th dimension? What do you mean, what is it? What does that mean? You mean like the in my little like expression of this? I think the 10th dimension, it has who's there? Some of these beings from different places, and this is why they can read emotionally cold to us. This is why they can come across kind of flat. And I think some people have channeled them and showed what they've been channeled in movies, kind of show them as like, they don't have all like this like fire and passion and bubbliness, or lack, it's kind of lack thereof. I think that's what you get when you live in a world that's more absolute. Yeah. The 10th dimension can be, I don't want to say dull, because it's, relatively speaking, it's not. They have all of these amazing abilities. They have all of these amazing spiritually ascended perspectives and a widened view of the truth of our reality. But it's still just like a piece of rice in the multiverse that is this world. Like this dimension is like a quarter piece of rice. Like it's we were talking about the what is it, the thing in the CERN, the collider, when they destroyed that electron, and a lot of people believe that it collapsed our universe. The energy is not supposed to be destroyed, it's supposed to transfer form, right? So when they destroyed that one teeny tiny animator particle, the electron that spins, animates, spins around the nucleus, that our universe went. The realities are kind of, when I see them, and it helps me to see them, they're all like this, right on top of each other, like a notebook. Like you can flip through them to kind of see where somebody's parallels are. So there's a reality of you right next to this reality right here, where there's just something a little bit different, right? It's still you, but it's just tiny bit off. And the farther you go through the notebook, the more extreme the differences become. But the reality right next to this one is just like something almost barely noticeable. And that's where we get that Mandela effect, right? That's where we get that effect where we slipped through a reality. All of a sudden, our universe went, and we just like kind of merged into the next one. And all of a sudden, it's not magic. Now it's mirror. What did they say? Mirror, mirror on the wall. Everybody knows that the movie said mirror, mirror on the wall. But now, if you look back to the old movie and look it up, it says magic mirror on the wall. So why do we remember it saying mirror, mirror? And there's nowhere to find it anymore. Like it's gone because we're in a different reality. We're in a reality where the script said magic mirror. right? We're not in that reality that says mirror, mirror, but because we're multidimensional, we hold our consciousness as we move through. We remember that it's freaking said mirror, mirror, right? Right. So we shift it. Some people don't remember. Some people don't remember at all. They're like, this is what I think. I think some people get lost if they're not of a vibration where they can travel and through multi dimensions, through multi realities, right? And you're saying to them, like, don't you remember that that movie said mirror, mirror on the wall? And they're like, no, it always said magic mirror, because that person got lost. She could not travel. So you're just talking to her alter, that slightly different being that was right here. Yeah. It wasn't mirror, mirror. No, it says magic mirror now, and you can't find mirror, mirror anywhere. There's other, so many examples of this. The peace sign being flipped upside down. It's called the Mandela effect because everybody remembers Nelson Mandela dying at different times, right? So we slipped through this reality where some people remember, no, he died this day, and other people in this reality are like, no, in this parallel universe, he died this day. And it's like, what's right? Right? Maybe if we're just aware of what's happening, it won't be such a frustrating thing. It won't frustrate you if you realize, okay, I'm just in an alternate reality right now. And the more that you harness your power and the more that you tap into your abilities, you'll be able to travel through them at will. But would you want to? That can be a little taxing. And it can be confusing to get back. And, everybody's going to want to choose the reality where they're Beyonce and blah, 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 blah. But you know what? You know what? Everybody's miserable. So even if you feel like I want to time travel to a reality where I'm rich and thin and beautiful and married, if it's not in your heart to be happy, you're still going to be miserable. Um, so that's why they always teach, just find your happiness now. Figure out how to be happy in the body that you're in the house that you're in the relationship that you're in. And then the universe will really open up to you once you realize that this is a video game. This whole thing is just a video game that's being controlled by your thought. Okie dokie. This is why the non-dualistic Buddhists. Yes. Here's another thing. Oh God, I don't want to get preachy, but if you are a starseed, and all starseeds are hungry for their gifts, and this is why I love them. And I'm identifying out. I don't know why I'm identifying out. This is why I love us, because all starseeds are hungry for the powers that they used to have. I want to be clairvoyant. This is what I work with every day on one-on-one sessions on people developing their capacities to tap into their gifts and bring them back online. In this dimension, it requires diligent, committed practice and meditation. Just like your body will atrophy and become flabby when you don't work it out, your spiritual gifts will not work if you don't work with them all the time. And to practice working with subtle energies, you must work in the subtle realm, which requires meditation. You have to. Those are just facts. That's just facts. Like, you can't get around it. You can't. You can listen to everything you want to while you sleep. You can listen to all the subliminal, clairvoyant, whatever the frick you want. But if you are not, you know, and I don't like to keep nailing that into people's heads because nobody wants to hear it. Even my kid told me today. He was talking to me in one room and I was in the bathroom. And then when he saw I was in the bathroom, he was like, "How did you get over here?" And I was like, "I teleported." And we always talk about how we're aliens and we can't talk about it, and it's covert. And he was like, "You're not supposed to use your powers, Mom." And I was like, then he was he kept siding up to me. He was also wrapped in bubble wrap. I don't know why. He made a complete outfit out of bubble wrap. It was a very odd moment. But he sidled up to me and he was like, "Teach me how to do it." And I was like, you gotta meditate. He sees me meditating all freaking day. He sees me chanting all day. And then he was like, nope, I'm out. And like walked away and went back to watch Minecraft. And I'm like, okay, see, this is it. This is the resistance. This is the resistance because I hear everybody all the time saying, like, I can't meditate. I can't meditate. I can't. I close my eyes and I start thinking too much. Well, how do you think it's ever going to change if that's it? It's like you go to the gym and you do one push up and you're like, I can't fly, so I give up. What? Where they do that at? Jealous of my babes? Oh my God. I don't have space for any more children or patience because they drive me freaking nuts. Okay. Let me finish. Okay, so upcoming after this Sirius Portal, I was glitching. Ew. They're in the Wi-Fi. That's the hashtag, man. That's like, I love this orange fever person. Who is this person? Am I still glitching? Okay, it's good now. 80% of the world is becoming mentally unstable. That's a number. That's a crazy fucking number. 80% of the world is becoming mentally undone. And I think we're starting to see it. Hi, Patrick. Oh, you're the Patrick to my SpongeBob. Okay. So, what does that mean for starseeds who are having a mission? If 80% of the world around you is literally look at the people around you that aren't awake, aren't kind of receptive to expanding their consciousness or even interested in it. They are losing their stuff. A lot of them are getting crushed under like too much information. All of this information that's available to us on the internet, and the Facebook is telling you about this, and the Instagram is articles and articles about this, and this is how you feel, and this is how you feel, and this is what you should do. This amount of information has never been available to a human before, to just touch something and know, right? It's kind of giving these people this info dementia where like it's just too much and it just collapses the mental bodies and they're losing their shit. So what does this mean? Right. Um it means that our work is getting harder. I think a lot of us are excited for this shift, this great solar shift where we're all in this utopian beautiful garden of Eden and everything's great, but this is actually where our work begins. All of you guys are getting turned on now because you have work to do. All of your like hunger for your gifts is because your gifts are getting turned on, and development of your gifts is because you're going to have to use them. You're literally going to have to use superpower to help this collective not implode. So we're being purposely divided. There's like a war on our consciousness. Everybody's tried it, they've been trying us and it's been back to back. So the COVID thing happened and it was like, are you vaxxed? Are you not vaxxed? I don't like vaxxers. I don't like anti-vaxxers. Right. And then that kind of died away. And then the monkeypox. And then everybody kind of made fun of the monkeypox. And I don't think regressives are expecting that. Everybody just kind of removed the K, that removed the K meme. Everybody just had it. Like, I'm tired of sitting in my house. I'm tired of these shots. I'm tired of talking about this shit. Like, leave me alone. Right. So the monkeypox didn't work. So let's try to turn on some MK Ultra minds and like make them go shoot up a hospital and a grocery store and a movie theater. And then let's see if that we can get them divided over their fear of gun control. That didn't work either. That just died off too. Like we got a little bit like razzled and then it just kind of died off. What else? It was Roe versus Wade. Well, yeah, then that happened. And like, let's see if we can divide them about pro life versus pro choice. And it just fizzles away because of the work that we're doing, because the frequency we're holding on this planet, the light is winning. The light is totally fucking winning. Like, we keep coming back to unity consciousness. It will like try to divide, and it doesn't last like it used to. Right? Like, it used to hold on this planet, and we used to hold grudges and stay mad and stay in that frequency of like, I don't like you because you do this. I don't like you because you believe this, right? Now it just kind of fizzles away. Like, we get a little bit angry, we have a parade, and then it's like, move on. Yeah. So there's literally a war on consciousness. There's a war for your attention, right? And we're like, it's just not working anymore. So that's totally a testament to what we're doing. So the Sirians were like, yes, like, yay, you. Okay. What else? I'm trying to read my horrible writing. Okay, so now that they're saying that now the attacks are going to become personal instead of trying like this massive divide. Let's like make something crazy happen to split up who believes what. If there's anybody kind of in your immediate circle that's asleep, like you live with your mom or your partner or something, they're going to try you. They're going to start trying you. They're going to, you know, infiltration, for lack of a better word, especially if you're around somebody who drinks until they black out. Blacking out is just asking for some sort of reptilian being to take over your body and do what they do best. Okay. Right? So now, if it's not working on it, we can't make them fight each other on a collective scale. We can attack them personally. That's going to be more taxing and wearing on regressives, though. So your awareness of this happening, what are these ghosts? Okay. So your awareness of this happening is all that's really necessary, right? When you don't know that somebody's kind of being manipulated and controlled like a reptilian puppet, you'll try to fix them and you'll give all your energy into loving them, and you'll get really hurt about the things that they're saying to you and stuff like that. But when you're aware of what's happening, you can just like, okay, like, I can check you, I can shield you with light. I know what's happening. It's just the awareness that's really needed for that thing to go and skitter away. Or you can play the protection mantras. You can do whatever you need to do. But if this is why they work covertly. This is why they work hidden. Is because they're kind of cowards. If they were like super strong, powerful alligator people that could just like come in and smash our faces down and take our energy, then they would. But they don't. They work sneaky and behind the scenes because they're weaker than you. They're definitely weaker than humans. Everybody's scared. Everybody is afraid of the human potential. There are like 22 different alien DNA strands inside this avatar now. People keep fucking with this avatar and adding more power to it. And like everybody is like, whole game is to try to get them not to realize what they are. Like, that's the whole thing. Like, please don't let them know how powerful they are, because then we're done. Okay. So just awareness. If there's somebody around you who's kind of glitching out or acting crazy or starts to behave irrationally, you know what to do. You're a light warrior. You're a light worker. So everybody was probably crying yesterday. There was a massive heart clearing frequency that was moving through most starseeds to make way for this large activation that's happening during the Sirius Portal. Yeah. Okay. Your fiance, is he glitching out? Okay. All the protection mantras you can. Tithe2 is my favorite. It's the most effective for me. I'm going to type it here so you can see how to. I don't know. Can somebody like add the link for Tithe2 for Judith to play for her fiance to try to alleviate the symptoms of that crazy? Yeah, and especially if you're a light like you are, it's going to be like, a keen interest in making your frequency as low as possible. So, Oh, this was really interesting. This is what was coming through. So the government is looking to find a way to personally fine and potentially arrest people that are spreading disclosure information. I don't know if this, I mean, you can't really Google anything and expect it to be truth. This is what was coming through from the Syrians when I was scribbling all the channeling. So if you have like a feed that tries to talk about like high interest stuff, like whistleblowing disclosure stuff, like they're trying to figure out a way to arrest you for spreading false information, right? It's not like it's not you guys saw this too? Okay, good. I'm because I was like, this is wild when I was writing it down. I was like, really? And I think a lot of people I've noted so a lot of people are getting stopped. Like if you post something that they don't want posted, they'll take it down, like Instagram or TikTok will just take it down. So now it's like they're attempting to go farther than that than just like taking down your stuff. They're gonna try to like arrest you or fine you or like give you some ridiculous money that you have to pay for spreading false information. Right. I was doing a reading and I felt like they probably were. They absolutely were. If you guys are all like trust your instincts. You guys are all the most intuitive beings on this planet. If you're getting something, don't, say, no, that's too crazy. That couldn't be. Right? Don't be scared though. Do not be afraid. You're so much more powerful than them. I have been arrested for literally protesting. Yeah. Like who arrested protester? I mean, some protests get kind of wild. I guess I could see that. Um so if you do have some sort of feed or channel or anything that's on the interwebs where you're talking about this high interest information, ask your guides to create a sealed container for you. And that's the same thing I do for this channel. I noticed like I don't have a lot of subscribers and I don't really like seek it out. I don't try to like advertise or push this channel. If you're guided here, then you're absolutely supposed to be here. That's why I named it the Fold. But I'm not gonna I notice a lot of these people that are quote unquote giving disclosure information and they have thousands of followers, they're probably not telling anything true. They're probably not talking about anything that would make any kind of impact with the ascension. And that's why they haven't been shut down. Because if they were elevating human consciousness, they would be discredited and scandalized and just blocked and shadow banned. You know what I mean? So thank you, Andromedan. Yes. Yes, Patrick loves Hanuman. Okay. The video stopped. Can you guys hear me now? Am I back? It's working. Hi, Blair. I was talking about my matcha problem. I didn't get it up. Okay. Okay. Everybody's missions are getting relocated. Yes. Yes, we were just talking about Krishna Das and how he's the Bruce Springsteen of Kirtan. Krishna Das is amazing. He's amazing. He's amazing. He's just like, he does like a live Kirtan, I think, every Saturday. That's like, so good. Okay. All right. What else? Missions are being relocated. You guys are probably getting like short-term travel, long-term relocation, moving of homes, changing of homes, changing of apartments. Whatever you're doing in the place that you've been assigned to is done, and you're gonna start becoming relocated. Also, you're getting, as of the 16th of July, right? Am I right? No, that's happening now. Oh, no. The 16th. July 16th, when the sun is making a Kazini with Mercury, a lot of everybody who's received this Sirius upgrade has successfully existed through the Sirius Portal. You're going to get a reassignment of guides. You're going to get some new guides. And for some of you, this has been happening already. And you'll probably notice you might be having a lot of migraines, or ooh, you get so comfortable and familiar with your guides that have been with you literally since birth that you feel they kind of feel like home. But if you're noticing that there's like this new presence with you, something that's a little bit unfamiliar, I think so. The date really seemed like July 16th is when the big reassignment comes. You're so resistant to this one. To this guide? Yeah. I've been like, so this is an interesting topic. A lot of people have been talking about firing their guides. And to me, it makes my eyes like this big because I'm like, fire them. Like they're the reason why I'm alive. Like how would I freaking fire them? But everybody's experience is different. So if you have somebody that you're not vibing with that's been guiding you, then yeah, I guess you could talk about it. Why not? Okay, let's move on to the fun stuff. This is a big creative activation. Your Shakti force is flowing. This is a big Shakti activation. So if you are not creating something, it's going to build up inside you and might become corrosive. You might become a little self-destructive. So to quell that, it would be good to just write, paint, draw, sculpt, garden, just get out and create and let that force move through you. Yes, T-Thay2 play. Let T-Thay2 go through all of your technology with AI. And you'll notice you'll have a very different relationship with those things because they're like, to me, I feel like they're alive. Like I'm very close to my iPad. I like tell it thank you. I give it Reiki sometimes. Okay, yeah, the dream realms are definitely ramping up. The spine, that's interesting. That solar plex and the spine thing has been coming up a lot, which could be a result of that Shakti energy moving with the Kundalini energy. Don't your Google Home, thank you. So like my iPad, sometimes I leave it charging out here, and then I feel like I'm like, it feels like left out, like it wants to charge in the bedroom with everything else. I'm like, maybe I'm just crazy. Okay, so this is the cool stuff. So animals are starting to show that, and you guys know that animals have just been very patient with us. We feel like they're like these lower life forms, but they're higher than us, and they're just kind of waiting and holding space and waiting for us to catch on to what's going on. So they're starting to show the results of our expanding consciousness. So you're going to see animals start to behave differently, especially towards you activated starseeds. You're going to start to realize that they're communicating with you telepathically, and they always have been. That is just the general behavior in animals. I think we're going to start to see like they're doing stuff that's kind of very similar to us. They always have been, but they had to wait to get to a moment where our vibration was like cool enough to start revealing these things. Well, Shade, you are a traveler. You're a dream walker. So yeah, this is going to get crazy for you, especially in the middle of a portal. You're a dream walker on a regular day. like on a regular Tuesday, you're going through astral realms. So yeah, it's just gonna get a lot, it's gonna get a lot stronger. That's okay. We're making an activation and we're gonna start teaching Tibetan dream yoga for all you dream shamans out there because I think it's really important. I had a very interesting experience with the dream yoga the 2 days ago. You know how when you wake up from a dream and you can remember what was just happening in the dream, like you in this body remembers what your dream self was just doing, like the tail end of the dream. I woke up and I could remember that I was chanting in my dream, and I thought that was so cool. I thought that was so cool. I was like, my dream self was chanting. I was chanting har 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 gobende, har 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 mukande, har 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 udare. And I was chanting it weird because I was like in a dream. So I was like chanting it in a really weird voice and tonality. Um, but then I was thinking about it even more, and I was like, my dream was kind of uncomfortable. I think I was like dreaming about C-sections. There was like endless sarabandundes and sun salutations, like a really uncomfortable dream. And I think my dream self utilized that specific mantra to get out of there, because that mantra clears your subconscious. It clears all the monsters out of your subconscious field. And it allowed me to kind of like get out of that terrible dream because I woke up. And I was like, whoa, like that's crazy that I was aware. That's crazy that my conscious life is affecting my subconscious life. Like my life here in this dream is affecting that dream. Like that person remembers that mantra and utilized it strategically. Crazy. It was just crazy. Okay. Um, right. So I think that's it. Okay. We are all vibrating in a little different reality from everybody all around us, which allows us to see and hear very differently from what everybody else might see and hear. Like you might see a UFO clear as day in the sky. Like, look at that ship. It's right there in the sky. It's because you're vibrating at that same capacity as the ship. Where somebody right next to you who might have a lower frequency, a lower vibration, will be like, what ship? I don't see anything. You're crazy. Go take a Valium. Um, so we're not gonna get frustrated with them. We came Compassion for all sentient beings is like the motto of the year. We have compassion for all sentient beings, even if this being is asleep. Is it our job to wake them up? Is it our job to like aliens are real and the government's lying to you and blah and stop eating? I know it doesn't work. It doesn't work like that, especially if we're dealing with their programming, because their programming is designed to defend itself. So the more that you shout and scream at them, the more that they're gonna um, call you crazy, and the more that they're gonna have, what is the word, the cognitive dissonance. Um, so we work subtly. We work in subtle realms. We are energetic workers. We are workers of the light, right? So what we are here to do is to hold the light and to expand it. Yay! I'm in your dream. I've been in a lot of people's dreams. Like Zoe, my dream Zoe has been like busy because a lot of people have been like saying, like, you showed up here, you showed up in my meditation. So I'm like, no wonder I'm so tired. Yes, hard, govinde. That got me out of that weird dream. I'm so grateful for that. Do you guys well, what I was gonna say is if you are encountering these people that are around you, the best that might not be of a frequency that allows them to ascend, the best way to work with them is subtly. the direct the direct tactic, though it might be very frustrating to watch your friends pound vaccinations into their body. It might be very frustrating for them to watch them, like, smoke a ton of cigarettes and drink and fill themselves with GMOs and go inhale a chemtrail. I don't know. That might be very frustrating for you to see and witness and know, and they just watch news nonstop and they're all the fear porn, and you're like, just stop doing it, but they're not, because they're like heavily programmed, right? So you have to work kind of behind the scenes, the same way that the Galactics work, the same way this whole starseed mission is very covert. Like, we're in disguise. You know what I mean? Like, if we showed up 8 feet tall with like bald blue heads and big eyes and we're like, we're here to help. That happened. You know what they did? They started worshiping them. They started making chants for them and stuff like this. But you're they also kill them. They also just strap them to tables and kill them in this life. So this covert kind of style takes a little finesse, takes a little subtlety. It takes a little yes, the citrine is so powerful. Especially if you're utilizing the 1111. That's what I was talking about. If you start to have a direct interface with the divine instead of the divine showing up for you and you're seeing 1111 all the time, and you start utilizing it like strategically, right? Like, I'm going to pick 1111. I'm going to time something for 11 minutes and 11 seconds. I'm going to do this meditation at 1111 every night. That interface with the divine, it just amplifies everything. Once you realize you're always in this constant cosmic dialogue, you can have a conversation with anything. You can have a conversation with your mind and tell it to stop being distracted. You can just tell yourself, like, focus. This is what I want to get done today. In the shower in the morning, you can tell your mind, hey, I need to do this, this, and this. I need the kids to be here by this time. I'm just telling you this, and you have to make it happen. And you will. You give your mind like a template to work through. Once you realize that, like, this is a holographic universe, this is a simulation in a video game, then you can start playing it. You can stop being played by it. Does anybody want to do an activation or a meditation? I know it's late. Oh shit. It's almost midnight. We've been talking forever. Yuli says yes. Yuli always says yes. we have 9 minutes left of the Sirius Portal we can totally utilize. Let me see something. Yuli, am I gonna turn the whole thing off if I do this? I don't know. Can you guys still see me? I can't see you, so I don't know. I'm so bad at this. Okay, I need you guys to tell me if you can. Oh no. Can you hear this? Can you hear this, like, kind of little frequency? No. You can hear it. Sweet. Thanks, you can hear the music. Good. Is it not too loud? Louder? What do we think? Cool. Okay. I love this one. This one is all 9 of the solfeggio frequencies at the same time. Love this one. It's like, can I say chef's kiss anymore today? I don't know what's going on with me and the chef's kiss. Okay, let's ground in. Let's start to come to our breath. Let's start to breathe together through this beautiful vortex. How freaking fortunate we are to all have each other in this virtual time space continuum. I'm so happy to be with this family. And let's call in some energy of our Mother Isis to cast a protective field around everyone who's watching this live now and will watch it in the future. Surround us with your wings, wrap your wings around us. And calling in the energy of the dream walker Anubis, allowing his capacity and frequency to move between realms of heaven and earth, of the living and the dead. Shaliat al okokorotiahia kontios olokolotayamiana yakaratayat ias undrotos. Opening our heart center, shukor at yorit imianan, and letting that light Tiund or atemi holo kontra ties shakanhur tiarantian hurit. Allowing the last bits of the Sirius floodgates to pour down. Shower us with these highly charged particles of energy from the Sirius star system. Lan orotaya koyopyon orit orotarati kanchantratia sikyan shuk ar ayama anj itikin marakoyohor es erudia kanchot un. Just let that energy flood into the ground. Moving down to the solar plexus, let the spiritual sun charge you. Let that light drop right down to your belly button, activating the Kundalini heat in your spine. Or atatio kaya yo puro taya lava kayes yo kukuro kaya kanchera yasi kikira. Ata kukoya merandias ichikimirandas iran. Fill the rest of this year with abundance, with prosperity, with fulfillment, with a whole, complete connection with our divine source, God Creator. Removing all inorganic materials, all programs and conditioning from our field, collapsing all timelines of separation from source. Yes, good. Moving now, feeling that throb in the third eye, the inner child waking up, responding to this energy. Malak ayako yobo umbayat ayesera kia kante te gambo ala korotia miran yashe chandra te koya halele alena yesera tia just clearing, just letting everything clear out. Shurta ayas ikitia miran ayas. Shoo 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 shoo. Letting the waters of Sirius B cleanse our auric field. Letting the mer people play in your quantum field. Remembering when you had a tail, when you had webbed feet and fingers, when you had gills, when you lived in the ocean. Activating your DNA now. Sortai e Shanyapyo Paradis. Nandrat Dios Shokomeran Nandrat Dios Yokoyokur Ayaya. And letting that light drop down to the root, drop down to the feet, and anchor into Gaia's grid. Spreading this golden light, this golden blue light from Sirius, flushing it through Gaia's field, letting her receive these particles through you. Surotoyakuyupash, Atatoyamire. Receiving every last drop of this energetic flood down to the minute. And then just breathe in, take a deep breath in and hold. Let it spread through all your tissue, all your fibers, all your connective nerves. And then exhale it out. Open your eyes whenever you're ready. We traveled through the portal together. So amazing, so cool. Satnam, I'm so glad and blessed to have spent this with you guys. And I'm going to go to sleep because I have to move tomorrow. I'm moving tomorrow. Satnam, Satnam, Satnam. I love you so much. I love you so much.